the one, the only, Ben Sion. Good morning, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon. It's good morning if I was in America now. 10:52 in the morning, but I am not in America anymore. I am back here in Tel Stone in Israel. I arrived here around 12 o'clock, 12:30. The airplane was circling around. It couldn't land because there was intense traffic in the airways because today's Yom Ha'atzmaut. I specifically came back to Israel Yom Ha'atzmaut. Some people would find that inspiring. Some people would find that demeaning. Anyway, I'm back in Israel. I had a great trip in America. Put a lot of videos. I'm still putting out videos here in Israel. It was almost a vacation, but when you travel with 4 young kids, it's not a vacation. It's actually harder because the kids are not in their routine and they're not sleeping normally. They're not in normal beds. So anyone who's traveled with young kids knows. A lady actually asked my wife on the plane. The plane rides are the hardest because you have 10, 12 hours. With the baby is under 2 years. We had five seats for 6 people. We had to manage for 10 to 12 hours. It's really hard. Really hard. I saw a woman ask my wife, "Do you ever sleep at night?" Not just on the plane. She meant at home also with the young kids. Yes, we do sleep, but the kids wake us up a lot. All right. The Gemara says in the bottom. Let's start from the bottom of today we're doing Gaf Chav Ches, number 28. The bottom of Chazayim Abayz, the Gemara starts. Also, the Mishnah says, "Kishin Shamayim Bodkin Osa, Kachamayim Bodkin Osa." Just like they check her, they check him. Who's him? Also, Laman Ilim Baal. They check the husband also. Baal Me'avid. Just because she committed adultery doesn't mean the husband committed adultery. Maybe they'll come to tell me Chavchem and Aleph top is Be Avon Bat Maya. If he also committed adultery, well, technically it's called adultery. According to the Torah, it's not really called adultery because he'd be married to a woman. If he committed adultery, well, he cheated on her also. Bat Maya is Be Avon. Is that even possible? Does it happen? If he committed a sin, is it true that the water tests her? Is that really true? V'atanya v'Abrayos says v'nika ish me'avon v'isha hahi tisa savona. Right? If the water finds that she's guilty, she'll bear the sin, she'll die, and the husband will be acquitted. When the husband hasn't cheated on his wife, if he's guilty also of the same sin, it doesn't even work. So that can't be the intention of the Mishnah. Boel must be talking about. So is the Boel. Listening to the Seifa. If that was true, he said in the Seifa of the Mishnah, the next line of the Mishnah, change the Surah the Boel. Why don't we say specifically the Boel? Why are we saying so, which is indefinite, indeterminate? Could it be the husband or could it be the adulterer? Really, the true answer is also refers to the adulterer. Reisha Aiditana Oso, Atanami Seifa, Aiditana Oso, Atana Oso. The Reisha said the word Osa for the woman, so therefore it referred to the man as Oso. It didn't define who he was. Seifa Aiditana Baal, Tana Boel. Once he specified which man it was, so then we added in Boel. But because the Mishnah was talking about her, so therefore it used the same lashon, even though it's really not, it's hard to figure out, but we could figure it out based on the logic the Gemara presented. Shenemar, the Mishnah continues, bo. It says bo twice, right? So bo twice comes to tell me that she's aser. The Mishnah says she's aser. Just like the water checks her, it checks him. Then checks the adulterer. Right? And if he cheated, right? Even if she didn't cheat with her, if he cheated with somebody else, the water would kill him. Or maybe, I'm not sure if that's true. At least if she cheated with him, then he would die also. The drasha was from the fact it says the word bo twice, or is it saying the word bo once, just the extra vav is the second drasha. Tashma, let's bring up proof. The Mishnah continues, just like she's usher to the husband, she's usher to the bowl, to the adulterer. Shneimar nitma v'nitma. So you see what? it says nitma v'nitma. So seemingly a proof that it's a vav, right? The vav is the extra drasha. V'adayin dibai. The Gemara says it's still a question. Nitma kamar or nitma v'nitma kamar. Right? What is nitma? Is nitma also said twice in the parsha? Is nitma it says twice in the parsha, or is nitma because of the extra vav? Tashma, b'dani sefer Rebbe Omer Shnei Palim Omer Parsha Nitma v'nitma. Echel abal v'echel abal. He says it says the word nitma twice, one for the husband, one for the baal. Miklal the Rabbi Akiva, who was the first opinion. Vavika she darshan de v'nitma is one pasuk nitma, but also the vav is the second drasha. Hilkach. So therefore, it's a machlokas. The Rabbi Akiva, she's a cry ksivi. And the same, whatever machlokas be with nitma would be by ubo also, right? When it comes bo, it says actually 3 times in the Torah, bo in the parsha of Sotah. And it says it with a vav all 3 times. So the Rabbi Akiva, she's a cry. A bo is written 6 times, 3 times regular, 3 vavs. Ksivi chalit savadida, one, right? That the Kohen has to warn her. One is the warn the adulterer. He could be right if he's guilty. He'll also die. One is to talk about when they concoct the drink and they drink it. And one is for him concocting it, the drink and drinking it. That it would kill him. The concoction is only made for the woman. The man doesn't drink. And the third time it says is they should know exactly what happens, like the Torah details, Lisbot Batan, Elan Pil Yarech, that she'll die a nasty death. One for him, one for her. But Rabbi argues, Tlasa Krikes, he doesn't darshan the Vav, so therefore he only has 3 uvos. Right? One is to warn, one is to present the concoction, one is for knowing what will happen. It applies exclusively to the woman. So he only has the drashas for the woman. How do you know that the man, the adulterer, is punished the same way? According to Rabbi Akiva, we had the vavs. According to Rebbe, we don't have that. The Bride said, "Lissos batan ulan pel yarach." Pasuk says to make the belly swell and the thigh to fall. Bidnav yorecho shal boel. Who is that talking about? It must be talking about the adulterer's body will swell and his thigh will fall. I thought we were bitten of Yerech Shal Bol. Bitten of Yerech Shal Nivel. Maybe it's the woman. Shomer v'tzavsa bitten of enough Yerech. A different pasuk says clearly with a hey at the end. Hurry bitten of Yerech Shal Nivel. We're already talking about. We have a different pasuk which talks about the woman. Bitten of Yerech Shal Bol. It must be coming to tell you that he also is warned that this will happen to him. Idach. And what does Rabbi Akiva do? Why do you need this pasuk? Lisbeth Batan Elam Bel Yarahu. The model Kohen the Bet and Reisha. It says Lisbeth Batan Elam Bel Yarach to tell you this is what will happen. To figure out if it's really punishment because they sinned. First it'll be Lisbeth Batan. First the sun will swell, and then the Yarach will fall off. I don't know exactly what happened. People shouldn't say bad things. Oh, right. It was supposed to work a different way. No, this is the way it works. The Torah tells you how it works. And what does Rabbi learn? Where does he learn that from? Right? It could have said bitna v'yorecha. My beten v'yorech. Right? If it wanted to reiterate this point that, right, could have said it a second time, bitna v'yorecha. One time to teach about the woman, and the second time to teach you that's the way the punishment goes. My bet and the ball. The fact that it doesn't say with the hay shows you're talking about the ball also. Maybe it's entirely talking about the ball and not coming to teach you that what should happen first. If it was just to talk about the man, it should have said bitna v'yorecha, which is masculine. My bet and v'yorecha. Why does it say in ambiguous language? Shramina Tarti, you learn both for the man and also the fact doesn't say Yerecho and Bitno to tell you the order. It says Nitma 3 times in the Parsha. Lama. One that she's ushered to the husband if she's secluded. One is she's ushered to the adulterer. And one that she's ushered to eat truma if she's married to a Kohen. Did Rabbi Akiva. That's Rabbi Akiva says, Amar Bishmal, Kava Chomer. She was going to add another halacha. It's a Kava Chomer. I'm not Grusha, Shumataras Truma, Asura Lakuna. A Grusha, a divorced woman. She didn't have any kids. She was married to a Kohen. or she wasn't married to a Kohen, and she was a daughter of a Kohen. She goes back to her father's house after she gets divorced. She's Muteret Truma. She's a Grusha Asur Kohen. Zusha Asur Truma. This woman, we just learned Nitma 3 times. One time she's Asur Truma, and then she's Asur Lakuna. So Yishmael learned she's also Asur to the Kuna. She's not just Asur to her husband, she's Asur to the Kohen. Matal Malomar, Vihi Nitma, Vihi Lo Nitma. So the Gemara continues darshaning. Why does the pasuk say, it's a strange lashon of the pasuk, she became defiled? And then the pasuk continues, Vihi Lo Nitma, she didn't become defiled. Nitma Lama shows it. If she actually was defiled, and we have proof to it, why is she drinking? We know if there's 1/8 or 2/8 that say she was guilty, there's no shtia, she doesn't drink. Im Lo Nitma Lama. Mashke, if she wasn't guilty, if she wasn't defiled, why is he giving her the water to drink? It says it in ambiguous, right? Put the two together, you have a suffix. Tell you that's exactly what sotah is. It's a suffix. Suffix is aser to the bound to the bone. We kind of down the sherets, and from here you can learn to the halachas of tuma and tara by sherets. So mas sotah shalasa b'shogig gemezi on this karatza. Sotah only applies if you willingly do it. She willingly cheated. If she mistook her lover for her husband, she thought it was her husband. It wasn't. The onus karatzon, or she's forced against her will. And Ashes Yisrael's muter. Also about suffix of vadai. Torah says nonetheless, if she's a suffix, she did it amazed. It's like a vadai. Sheretz also about shogig amazed onus karatzon. The sheretz which is more severe. If you touch a sheretz, even if you're forced, someone threw you into a sheretz, or someone threw a sheretz on you, it's against your will completely. You become tummy. And then she asks about suffix of vadai. Certainly, if you give a suffix when you touch a sheretz, it should be like vadai touched a sheretz. And once we're learning in this way, sotah we only know she's tamei if it's a suffix and sheyachid. If it's a private, secluded area, if it's a public place, she's not. Af sheretz sheyachid. So to a sheretz, the suffix tuma is only in sheyachid. Sotah davar sheish bo das lishal. Just like a sotah is something where there's das lishal, right? A woman, you could ask her whether she became tamei or not. She might not tell you the right answer. The truth. Af sheretz davar sheish bo das lishal. When it comes to touching a sheretz, you have to be someone. The suffix, when we go machmir and say suffix tumor sheyachid, we go lechumra, has to be someone who's old enough that you could ask him, did you become tamei or tor or not? Sheyachid sveiko tamei, v'sharab sveiko tor. Mikan amru davar sheish bo das lishal. If he could answer the question, v'sheyachid sveiko tamei. There's sheyachid. In anything there's sheyachid is sveik suffix tuma is tamei. V'sharab sveiko tor. Sharab suffix is tor. It's like a sotah. There's sheimu das lishal. If you can't answer your question, which is not like a sotah, in both cases, the suffix tuma would go lekula. That's interesting. Normally, even though suffix deraisa, you go lechumra. That's by yisurim. By tuma, really, the halacha is suffix tuma. You go lekula. Except, we learn from sotah to sheretz that if it's yesh b'das lishal, you have those two tanoim. The person could answer the question yesh b'das lishal, and also, secondly, it's in a secluded area, and then we say Tavik Tuma, we would go L'chumra. We'll talk more about this and Ian with Ben Sion coming up next.